The Podcasting Dead is available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Make sure to subscribe for more podcasts. And while you're at it, drop us a like. If you want to help support the channel and have access to extra content, secret contests, and more, make sure to search for us on Patreon. Patreon.com/thepodcastingdead.
All right, it's time to talk about The Walking Dead, A World Beyond. Regrettably. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we're The Podcasting Dead. Now, JP, unfortunately, had to work late and didn't get to didn't have time to rewatch Fear the Walking Dead and The World Beyond. So, of the two, he rewatched Fear the Walking Dead, which was absolutely the right choice. Because, yet again, The Walking Dead World Beyond about bored me into a coma.
Yeah, man, I wanted to watch it, but, that's a lie. I did not want to watch it. But, I always want to watch what we're going to podcast about, but it wasn't in the cards. And from what I understand, I really didn't miss a whole lot.
No, not really. So the episode is, it ended last week where they ran up on, the dude tried to run up on him with a stick or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And you get to know him or whatever, and Iris, who I'm not going to lie, man. Silas and Iris are two characters I don't care anything about. Elton and Hope and, Huck and sometimes Felix I can kind of get into. Mm-hmm. But I just don't care about Silas, nor do I care about Iris. And I don't know what it is. I don't mean to demean the actress at all, but that character is just not a good lead for the show. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the deal is, and if I have to see her carrying around a freaking stick with a rock tied to the end of it one more time, I'm gonna lose my. I'm like, you can go to stab a zombie and that sucker's just gonna slide right out the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like something you would see like in a museum where they've got a diorama set up of like Neanderthals, and it's stupid. And I feel like the Neanderthals would have still made that spear a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But they meet this kid, and he tells them that he has a truck. And, of course, Iris is just enamored with him. Like, she's looking at him like a lovesick puppy dog. And, of course, Hope kind of doesn't trust him at first. And he lets it in that he has a big truck with lots of fuel on it. And they agree to help him get it back if he'll drive them to her dad. And they go to this town where he says these guys took it from him, and they find the truck, and then there's homeboy driving the truck's got a bullet hole in his head, and he is dead. So then they're searching through buildings and crap, and then surprise, surprise, homeboy with the bullet hole in his head wasn't dead after all. It was all just a ploy. And he gets in the truck, and he takes off, and he picks up the young guy who was just so blah, I don't even remember his name. And then they go to leave, and they also stole all of their stuff. He took all of their supplies and stuff, threw it in the truck before he drove off. Then he picks up the kid, and then Iris's dumbass falls into a trash pit and almost gets eaten by walkers, but they get her out, and the young guy comes back and saves her. Right. And then it turns out that the young guy is the guy with the fake bullet hole in his head's nephew. He pretty much raised him, and get this, as if we didn't need more cheesiness in an already cheesy show, he's a magician.
Oh, beautiful.
And then they agree to work together, and they realize that the truck that he has belongs to the CRM. Uh-huh. It's got the same logo as what's his face is Felix's jacket. Mm-hmm. So they agree to drive them where they're going, under the guise that Felix's jacket can get them out of trouble if they run into trouble. And then the show ends with him doing a little puppet show for all of them.
All right, so let me get this straight. He faked being shot in the head, and no one really noticed?
Well, he just had a bullet because he's a magician. That's how he was able to, illusionist. That's how he was able to use the special effects to make the bullet hole look real. He just rips it off at one point.
I see.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb. I'm not going to lie.
And so instead of just like killing Felix and taking his jacket, they're like, we need this guy to.
Yeah, and they're not really evil people. They were just going to take their supplies and run, which is just as good as killing someone in the Walking Dead world.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's basically it. Then we get a little scene after the show where we are back in that doctor's office with the same picture on the desk, and she gets a phone call, and you see a little document that they're working on an immunization, I guess, trying to come up with a vaccine for this thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, the whole episode seemed like more, Silas had more lines on this episode, and I don't like that kid at all. That character just kind of sucks. He's just, and he didn't like this guy at all, but to me, it seems like he's got a crush on Iris and doesn't like this kid because he was, Iris seemed to be so obsessed with him. Thus also showing how dumb Iris can be for just up and trusting a stranger.
That'll probably be the first person Silas actually kills, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me. But now that they're helping him, I don't know if Silas is going to. But I don't know if the kid is not a good actor or if they're just writing his character. But his line delivery is so flat and boring and dumb. I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. It just.
I don't like this show.
It's just not getting good at all. I mean, she's trapped in a trash can with two walkers, and one of them is crawling on top of her. And how have you made it this far and not killed a walker yet? They're really dragging that whole not killing walkers thing, out too. But I don't know. It just was another boring, useless episode that I'm hoping is going to pay off with an appearance of Rick and see. But God knows, man, why would you sign Andrew Lincoln to be on an episode of this show? Jesus Christ. Put him on Fear the Walking Dead at least.
Right.
Something. Anything. Give us that. I know Fear the Walking Dead is behind, but maybe do a flash for. God, you're wasting an incredible talent like Andrew Lincoln, even if it is just a cameo on a terrible show like this. They must know that the show sucks, the ratings are bad, and that's why they've been teasing Andrew Lincoln popping up at the end.
But they said it's the number one rated new show on television or something.
The number one new cable drama. And it's like, well, yeah, but are there any other new cable dramas out right now?
Yeah.
Whole new shows? Because I don't think so.
I don't know, man, but it's I do not regret missing it last night. I'm working next Sunday as well, so we may have a retread of this conversation.
It was not. Fear the Walking Dead wasn't as good as some episodes earlier this season, but it was still very enjoyable, and I didn't feel bored at all, and I was invested in the episode, and generally liked it when it ended. I was like, okay, another good one for Fear. Good job, guys. And then I watched this crap, and I'm like, wow. Another Sunday night of trying to fight sleep.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know what anybody was thinking with this show.
Yeah, it's just not good.
No, it's not.
I'm just really hoping that I don't know. Just really hoping that it will pick up at some point.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe a set of interesting characters will come through and just kill everyone on the show, and we can start following that group.
Wouldn't that be nice?
At this point, man, a herd of walkers could just kill everyone, and we just follow the walkers, and I think that would be just as interesting.
Yeah, well, the characters are just not relatable at all. And I do like. We're getting a little bit more. You have some conversation between Hope and Elton, and she, stares again at that picture, constantly reminding her yet again that she killed this kid's mom. And that's about the only thing I'm interested in right now.
Yeah, man. I hope if nothing else, Elton gets that ass, she owes it to him. She killed his mom.
Is that the way it works?
That's the way it works in my book. You kill someone's parent, you at least owe them a hand job or something.
Huh. So. Well, what's bad is the actress that plays Hope, which she has a interesting last name. It's Mansauer. But she's 25 in real life. But Elton looks like he really is 15 in real life.
Oh yeah, man, definitely.
So that would be a weird scene to film with them.
I'd still watch it.
No. But, we get to see Felix somewhat, I mean, he doesn't get to be, I mean, that's the thing too. I want to see Felix be a badass, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like that could be some saving grace. I mean, you got these kids, but if you're going to put these people with them, I just really thought this show was going to be dark and take us back to like the beginning of The Walking Dead. We're killing. And I mean, I know, this is kind of contradicting what I said earlier, but like we're killing. I mean, I just thought they would have figured out how, they would have started killing zombies by this point, but to where killing zombies wasn't easy. And, 2 zombies would be a threat.
Yeah.
And things like that. But now you put Felix and Huck with them, which is cool. Well, and speaking of Huck, she's not in this episode at all.
Oh yeah, because she like went ahead to scout, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't she have some kind of like ulterior motive while she's separating or something like that?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I'm trying to look up now. Let me see. Hold on. But like Felix, I'm ready for Felix to be a badass. And I mean, he kind of was with that kid and everything because they, they pretty much have, like this kid's pointing a stick at him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's another thing too. Like they want to go take this truck or whatever. And Iris is like, yeah, let's go do it. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this whole, like our plucky attitude will come out on top. And it's like, you guys have 0 combat experience. And you're talking about going to fight people. It's only 2 of them and ever many of us. And it's like, dude, like I said, I don't like Iris and I don't care for Silas one bit. Those 2 characters for me could just be the first to go and I'd be happy.
Yeah, for real.
Real. Just not, I don't know, just not good characters, man.
Nah, bad characters on a bad show is, yeah.
Iris just reminds me of like, I don't even know how to explain. Like Iris to me is just like out of touch with reality. Like overestimates her ability. I don't know. I don't like Iris one bit. I mean, Hope is a cool character, but at the same time, I mean, almost all these characters are boring.
Yeah, dude. It's just there's nothing to work with there.
Yeah, the kid that plays Elton is 17, so don't be expecting too much in the way of sex scenes between him and 25-year-old Alexia Mansauer.
Oh, damn it. Why'd they have to set it up like that?
Maybe he'll be 18 by the end, but that still would be weird to film, man. Put yourself in like her shoes. You're 25, like even a kissing scene. You got to kiss this 17-year-old kid.
Now, I've got a buddy who's about that age dating like a 25-year-old chick.
He's 17 and he's dating a 25?
No, he's not. I think he's 18 or 19. It's AJ that used to work at the comic shop.
Down and I'll go.
But he's, he's happy. She's happy, I guess. I haven't met her, but,
Well, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I suppose. Sometimes love blossoms at Register 5 at Target. You never know.
That's true.
Yeah, I met my girlfriend at working at the grocery store, so these things do happen.
That you met your girlfriend working at the grocery store?
Yeah, well, she was a cashier and I was her pervy manager, and so, yeah.
And that's how boring this show is. We'd rather talk about people's real-life relationships than the show.
Yeah, so it seems.
So that's the gist of it. There ain't no point of even reading this episode because I'd give it like a 1.5 stars, maybe just because of the effort to film it. But right. The writing is it's so boring, man. I'm waiting for the show to get good, to captivate me, to make me really feel for a character. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the writers overestimated their character writing ability. Like by now they thought we would just be in love with these characters, and I'm not.
Yeah, man.
Really, I don't think there's really any character that would die other than like Huck or Felix, maybe Hope, that I would be like, oh no.
Yeah, I feel like they like hired a team of like student writers, and like for them it's really, really good, but I don't know.
It is too Disney Channel for me, man. Too Disney Channel. I mean, like I said, I get tired of like the looks and the reassuring, like, we got this nods, and like last episode where they're pushing the boat and she's like, we can all do this, guys. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, shut up, Iris.
Yeah. Awful.
Like, again, I think she's just supposed to be this fearless leader we're supposed to respect and love. And really, to me, she's just this almost, I don't know if I would say arrogant, but almost just this annoying character that overestimates their abilities.
I'm sorry to yawn, but.
Well, that's what I did the entire time I watched that episode.
Yeah.
All it did was keep me from getting to bed at a decent time.
So you're saying I should not rush home and watch it?
I mean, I think you should watch it at some point just so you're caught up on the story. But I don't think it warrants rushing home. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
All right. Well, another.
Yeah. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yep. Well, I'm stoked to watch it at some point.
Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the podcast. Sorry for those that maybe do enjoy this show that we can't be a little more optimistic, but it's just awful. It's not enjoyable at all. But there's always next week. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fear the Walking Dead has definitely had its highs and lows and churned out some really good stuff and some really crappy stuff. So maybe there's hope for the show at some point.
There's always hope.
Yes. Well, because she's a main character.
Right, yeah, that too.
But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow on Patreon. Don't forget to check that out, patreon.com/thepodcastingdead. And if you're not on our Patreon, we'll see you Wednesday for some Weird Wednesday.
We sure will.
I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we're the Podcasting Dead.
Yep.
Bye-bye.